let's get into today's show, the latest Miami Dolphins news and rumors. If you're watching this on our Chat Sports YouTube channel, I'll be honest with you, you're a little bit late. If you want these stories plus more Dolphins news and rumors, go subscribe to our Dolphins-only channel, youtube.com/Dolphins News. Let's get into it. Xavien Howard, one of the top cornerbacks for this Miami team, is he going to be able to play Week 1 against the New England Patriots? So last season, cut short, played in only 5 games. Brian Flores has stated multiple times that they are not going to rush anyone, especially a player of Howard's caliber. So the good news is he's actually been able to practice. He's been in limited work, if you will, the entire week. The bad news is he looks like he's going to be a game-time decision. Now, Brian Flores did mention that he is progressing in a positive way, that he hopes that he's going to be able to play. But if there's one thing that I have learned about Howard, when he's not fully healthy, he's definitely not the same player. So here's what Flores had to say. Xavien's health is very important to me. I know everyone is excited about Game 1, but we've got to look a long term as far as overall 16-game season. That quote is from Brian Flores. The other reason why you're not going to rush him back, he's one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the National Football League, right? Like top 5. Sure, he's only the second highest on your own team behind Byron Jones. But bottom line is this. For this Miami Dolphins team, you want to win football games, yes. And you want to take the next step, yes. But you do need a fully healthy Xavien Howard to do that. Now, I have mentioned this multiple times on the show. When Howard is fully healthy, he's great. And if Byron Jones and Howard can be together on the same football field, you are looking at one of the best cornerback duos, if not the best cornerback duo in the National Football League. If Howard is unable to go, though, the reports right now actually do look like rookie Noah Igbinoghene, who right now I would slate as the nickel if Jones and Howard are there, but Igbinoghene could be taking Howard's place as that cornerback too. You're going to see the Miami Dolphins do a lot of different things with their 3-4, 4-3 sets, but I do know one thing. If Howard is unable to go, look for Noah to really step in there as the CB2. So look into your crystal ball here, okay? Will Howard suit up and play Week 1? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. Let me know what you're thinking. Maybe there's a report. Hey, you can shout me out if we missed anything here, but let me know. Will Xavien Howard play Week 1? Yes or no? Anytime Bill Belichick gives praise to a player, I do at least look at it a little bit, not only because he's obviously a great coach, but it's actually weird hearing Belichick say anything positive about anyone. So he was hyping up Ryan Fitzpatrick a little bit, and for good reason. I mean, one quarterback that has actually given Bill Belichick some struggles is Fitz. And I think some of the reasons why he goes on to say that he's great is also kind of laughable because he says that he's unpredictable, which, yes, he absolutely is. He calls him smart. I don't know if you know this. He went to Harvard. Experience, and he's an instinctive player. Bill Belichick is one of the smartest coaches in the game, but really trying to predict what Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to do, it ain't easy. So here's what Bill had to say about Ryan and basically getting ready for him this upcoming week. He certainly has a great grasp of Coach Gailey's system. For the amount of time that they've worked together, I'm sure that he can go in and out of things that they need to do to take advantage of our defensive weaknesses and opportunities, things like that. He also goes on to say he's a tough competitor. We have a lot of respect for what he can do and how well he's done it, and he can still do it. He's a little unpredictable, so that just makes it a little bit more difficult to defend because of his versatility and his ability with his confidence, attack weaknesses, and his defensive presence. So, yeah, you're going to get the good, and you're also going to get the bad of Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's also kind of what makes it, Fitzmagic. I think that is part of his name. But when I really look at Fitz, when he was at his best, I mean, you don't really got to look too far because it was against New England in Week 17. And if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm thinking, okay, how did this guy beat us the last time? They were efficient. They ran the football well. They relied on their defense. But at the bottom line was this. Fitzpatrick didn't turn the football over. When he doesn't turn the football over, he can actually look like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But when it starts going south for him, it definitely does. So I'm really, really curious to see how Ryan Fitzpatrick does going up against this New England defense that, sure, was one of the best in the league last year, but did lose a lot of players to opt-outs. So you know what I'm going to be watching? How many passing yards Fitz is going to chuck against the New England Patriots. And since I'm having a little trouble trying to figure it out, what I want y'all to do is make my life a little bit easier. I mean, come on, that's what I do the show. For you guys to make my life easier. How many passing yards for Ryan Fitzpatrick this week going up against the New England Patriots? The next thing I want to dive into, because anytime we talk about Fitz, anytime we talk about the Dolphins, we got to talk about Tua as well. So Greg McElroy, who also was a quarterback at Alabama, and that's probably the only thing he's ever done, goes on to talk about how Tua will replace Ryan Fitzpatrick at some point. Is this breaking news? Not really, but it's a matter of just getting another person's opinion on when exactly it's going to happen. McElroy goes on to say that he thinks it's going to happen in the middle of the season, maybe even a little bit earlier. Again, he leaves himself a very large window. Is Fitz going to start? Yes. Did the Dolphins draft Tua to be the future? Yes. Great job, McElroy. Now, he does dive into some interesting quotes, which we'll get to here in a second. But the reason why I know the Dolphins have a lot of confidence in Tua is because they got rid of Josh Rosen. You can say what you want about Rosen, but realistically, getting rid of him, to me, said one thing. Brian Flores, that this Dolphins organization was ready to rock and roll with Tua as the backup, just in case something did happen to Ryan Fitzpatrick. So scroll on down in the comments section and predict it. When will Tua replace Ryan Fitzpatrick? If you think it's going to be week 2, hey, type week 2. If you think it's going to be week 8, type week 8. If you're like Mitch, it ain't going to happen, just type, it ain't going to happen. So let's now dive into some of these quotes around Greg McElroy on Tua starting. If history's any indicator, yes, Tua will start. Again, thanks, Greg. And each of the last 3 times that we've seen Ryan Fitzpatrick start the season on opening day as the starter, he's replaced either by Game 6 or before Game 6. Okay, so maybe he's going with Game 6. Not so fast. And if you look, too, over the course of his history, 139 starts, a pretty impressive career that Ryan Fitzpatrick's had, all things considered, but he's also had 17 starts of those 139 that result in 3 or more interceptions. So 12% of his starts have accounted for 3 or more interceptions. Now listen, I've seen some crazy Ryan Fitzpatrick games. There's no doubt about that. And in fact, I do actually have one more quote for you. But before I dive into it, I do want to tell you one more time, hit that subscribe button. If you are a diehard Dolphins fan, go subscribe to the fastest growing Dolphins YouTube channel. So youtube.com/Dolphins News, hit that sub button. The last quote I got here is, again, McElroy on Tua starting. So I think there's going to be a time, whether it's week 5, week 6, maybe as late as week 8, where he goes out there and throws 3 or 4 picks that gets absolutely blasted, and then basically Tua, it's time for him to start in Miami. So he expects him to start somewhere in the middle of the season, maybe slightly before. I understand that, and I understand the hype is around Tua, and you can see that with these Rookie of the Year odds. Imagine a player who's not starting and in the top 4 of Rookie of the Year odds. Now, sure, it's because he's a quarterback, but the fact is this. Joe Burrow, plus 300 odds. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, plus 325. Jonathan Taylor, plus 900. Tua, you can risk $25 and go up to win $225 if you bet on Tua to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Today's sponsor is BetUS, and if you want to go bet on Tua winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, if you want to bet on the Dolphins to win this week, just go to chatsports.com/bet. That link is available for y'all. Just look down there below on the screen. Also, the promo code CHAT is going to save you $125, or you're going to get 125% deposit bonus. My bad. We're hooking you up with the best deal on the internet. So if you want to bet on the Dolphins, if you want to bet on Tua, chatsports.com/bet. So take a guess here. Who's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Scroll on down. Let me know. Is it going to be Joe Burrow, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift? Is it going to be Tua? You might get mad at me. I am going to put my money on Joe Burrow because, well, quarterbacks normally win, and I know that he's going to be starting all 16 games if he can stay healthy. Last story, and then I'll get out of here. Are the Dolphins the 27th best team in the NFL? ESPN released their final power rankings for the upcoming season. They have Miami projected to win only 6 games, and as the 27th best team, their playoff chances at only 14%. Now, I know a lot of Dolphins fans have a lot of hype, but you have to admit, there are a lot of question marks around this football team. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to walk you through their entire 2020 schedule, and then I'm going to ask you how many games they're going to win. So if you want to yell at ESPN, now's your time to do it. Week 1 at New England. We'll roll through these pretty quick. Bills, Jags, Seahawks. That's a pretty interesting first 4 games. 49ers, Broncos, Chargers, Rams. That is not an easy slate whatsoever. Then we got a stretch of 5. By the way, I hate when the NFL does Jets by Jets. Really? Come on, man. And then the last 4 games of the season, Chiefs, Patriots, Raiders, and at the Bills. It is not a very easy schedule whatsoever. I believe, according to ESPN, they have the 11th hardest schedule in the National Football League. A team coming off 5 wins. Is it going to be better this upcoming season? So I want you to predict the Dolphins' 2020 record. Scroll on down. My initial prediction was 7-9. If you want to yell at me, you can find me on Instagram at MitchellRens365.